Hello everyone, this is Hodora and we are in Chaos Zero Nightmare. Today, I'm gonna do a little review of our new base tank combatant that just got put into the game last week. And who is that? Is the one on the screen right now, right? This girl, Adelheid, right? We're gonna do a little bit of a review of this girl. But before we start right away, TLDR if you decide to pull for her or not, her value if you only pull her alone is not that high. She have shield and draw and that's all she have. But if you pull for her and have enough resort or pulls to get her partner too, then she's not just gonna shield and draw your card, she can also heal and also buff your team a little bit, so that with partner. And if you want to invest into her, 2 dupe give you her own type of team wise buff. 4 dupe give you a utility for her bracing mechanic, and 6 dupe max dupe makes so that her own mechanic form to do become stronger and easier to stack. Right, that is TLDR. You can decide if you want to pull her from that or not. She is not limited. She is gonna join standard banner after this banner end. And we know already that next banner after Adelheid gonna be Tenebria, right? So that's all summary of this girl. Let's talk about her in detail. And as you can see, I have dupe 6 because Vanguard and tank is my favorite type of unit, and her gameplay is pretty simple and I love simple things that are strong. So Adelheid max dupe for me. And you can see, actually you might notice that earlier, I am a content creator. I usually have 20 to 30k crystal stock up for whatever coming up next, right? I burn everything for her. And you shouldn't do that. Her performance is not as high as you would say Hidemari, who have like hundreds of thousand damage per turn, right? So Adelheid not gonna do that. She gonna give you a lot of shielding. But compared to be able to kill enemy in one turn and be able to tank enemy for like couple of turns, you can decide which one is better, right? So yeah, Adelheid is a void attribute and she is Vanguard. Her main mechanic, as I said before, shield and draw, right? And shield, she doesn't have any innate shielding other than her mystic card and her basic card, right? As you can see here, there is no shielding on any of these epiphany card. Her shielding comes from blazing mechanic, which is a tag on the card that she can apply to her ally cards as well. So when this card got moved from hand to graveyard, either by discard or you just use the card, right? And if your shield total is lower than 30% of your max HP, gain 60% fixed shield. So fixed shield is quite nice because it's not gonna be affected by any type of debuff in the game. But you can also not scale it. So any kind of resolve buff not gonna buff this, of course. So yeah, if you have maybe 1,000, right, 1,000 HP max HP, bracing give you at most 300 shield. If you have 2,000, it's gonna be 600 shield. If you have more than that, bracing will not trigger. Alright, and let's talk about her first card. Once upon a time, this is her main card for applying bracing to the ally card, right? You can either apply randomly to 3 cards and draw one of those, or select and draw 1 card from the draw pile and then apply blessing to those cards. This is like my favorite one because it have initiation. That means it's gonna start on your first hand for sure. And if enemy doesn't have what confusion debuff or something that increase the cost of the card in your hand, you can basically set up your first hand to be as perfect as possible, depend on how many copies you have for this one. Next, discard 1 card and apply blessing to 3 random cards of the combatant that own the discard card, like near the one that discard 1 and draw 2 cards, right? But as you can see, this one doesn't draw, it just discard 1 and give blessing. Next, play X and draw equal to X, then apply blessing to those cards. Only useful if your deck have a lot of AP to burn, right? And last one is the upgrade one. When a card is created, apply blessing up to 5 times per turn. This is useful for any combatant, any ally combatant that have a lot of card creation, right? At least 5 creation. Tresa will work, Selenia will work, Hidemari will work, right? Because it's just apply blessing and you use those to get free shield. Because blessing doesn't spend anything. You just cap by the total of your max HP, right? That is her starting card. Next is Epiphany number 1. Protects us. Now this is the main drawing card for her, right? At base, you have for the next 3 blessing cards used, draw 1 blessing card from your deck or your discard pile if your deck is run out, right? Or for the next 2 times that there is 0 cards in the hand. So basically you just play all cards in your hand, then you draw 1 basic card, and if you play that basic card you can draw 1 more, right? Or the other one, draw 3 cards and change those cards to 0 to 2. So 0, 1 or 2. If you like gambling, this is your gamble. Or this one, 0 cost, draw 1 card. If the card that draw have blessing, draw another card. So it can be 0, draw 2 or adverse 0, draw 1. The last one, draw 2 blessing cards. Pretty straightforward. Increase damage and shield gain amount of those cards by 60%. So if you have limited blessing card, if you use this with the previous one, right, that you only apply blessing to specific card with this one, then this can just draw that card and it's gonna buff the damage by 60%. Quite nice. Next is Feign and Feign for Fairy Tail. This is the upgrade card and it's gonna give her one of the 2 options, either Doggy or Teddy. So you want her to do some damage, or you want her to be a permanent tank that gonna give you a lot of shield and damage reduction, basically survive anything that not insta kill. You have 2 options here. And for Epiphany, there is the first one, create Doggo and give buff Doggy and give Doggy more damage per each blessing card in possession, max 15. So that's gonna be plus 300 to Doggy. Our next one, create Teddy and when damage is taken, move Teddy to hand 1 time per turn. So you have emergency shield if the boss or the monster do an extra attack after the first attack, right? Or the third one, you get 3 Doggy pack, which basically instead of normal Doggy who do 3 hit attack, right? This is 1 hit, but it have 2 extra keywords, Link and Quitters. So when you discard this, it's gonna activate for free. and increase damage of this card per each doggy that link together, right, by 50%. So if you manage to draw 4 of these, she can do some respectable damage, right? 3,000, 4,000 per hit. I did that before. Or you can get 1 Teddy, and when Teddy is used, you get 1 counter attack. And for 1 turn, retain a counter attack. Retain counter attack is that when activated, counter attack will retain. That means you don't need to have like 3 counter attack to counter 3 times, right? You can only just have 1. And if the enemy attack 3 times, she gonna counter 3 times. Pretty simple. And this is the only counter mechanic on her kit, alright? Or lastly, if you can't decide, you can just create 1 morph card. So it can be either Doggy Morph or Teddy Morph. So of course, it's gonna have higher base, scaling damage, and shield. But this will morph whenever you use attack card or skill card. If you use attack card, then it's gonna change to Doggy. If you use skill card, then it's gonna change to Teddy. So you need to plan ahead of time which one you want to use and when you can use them, right? Pretty cute. And lastly, truth behind a story. This is her damaging card and also have a debuff, and you can see here plus 100% damage taken for 1 turn. This is the debuff on the enemy. Is plus, right? So is addition to your damage. If you already had do like 400, it's only gonna increase it to 500. But if you do like 50 damage, it's gonna increase to 150. Alright. And then you can change it to move to bracing from discard pile to hand. This one is a bit. I tried this one before. It's not move like any other move in the game, because we have what Selenia who can move card from discard pile to hand, even the used card, right? Or Melin who can move basic card, or Chizuru who can also move basic card after use the basic card. Even Rita can also move her basic card up to hand. This will not move any of the used card to hand. So I think this is the wrong keyword. It should be draw to basic card. I don't know why it doesn't move the used card, but this makes this card worse than what it shows. If we just move to bracing card without that limitation, this is the best Epiphany to use, but yeah, sadly not. Or you can buff Doggy and Teddy if you want to make her into the main tank or main DPS. Or you can increase the damage and give Quitas tag and increase damage per each bracing card in hand. If you can draw a lot, this gonna help increase this damage by a lot too. Or if you don't know what to do, increase action count by 4. This is like the worst one. Alright, that is all her card. Her deck is pretty simple. You can just don't give any buff and just play it with just these 5 cards and it will work perfectly, right? You choose either Doggy or Teddy. Teddy gonna make your team immortal. Doggy makes so that she gonna do some respectable damage, right? And lastly, her ego skill, the most useless ego skill, if I have to say, because it's called 6 ego point. It's give 500 shield. It's not give 500 shield, it give like 350. It is show 5 because I have dupe. And heal equal to the shield in possession. Usually you will never use this, and you can just ignore and never use this because this is nothing. It's that nothing at all. Because without a ego skill, she generate enough shield that can tank most of the hit. And even if you want shield, do you want to pay 6 ego just for this? I don't think so. That's all for her kit. Let's look at her partner, right? Kara. I said before, this partner give heal. So whenever bracing card effect is used, do a fixed heal. It start at like 40%, I think, 5 times per turn. And when the assigned combatant bracing card is used, the first one, any bracing card that got applied by Adelheid get healed. But if Adelheid use her bracing card, ally gain 1 prism. Prism is a buff that can stack up to 4 stack and increase damage of attack card and shield gain of skill card by 5% per stack. At max gonna be 10. I almost max now. And her ego is quite alright. 3 EP, 200 shield, and then select 2 blessing card from draw pile. Select, right? So it's not random. You can select them pretty easily. Potential is nothing much. It have HP and defense, so they design her to be a main tank. But her unique talent give her damage, so she can be sub DPS also if you want her to. And for memory fragment, I recommend you go with like HP, defense, crit damage if you want to build her for some damage. You can swap crit damage out, for example, attack, right? Just get attack and increase the stack, that is fine. Or if you want to use her basic card for shielding, you can also use the Scarab, which increase shield amount by 20%. That also fine. Don't use Starlight and Dreams. This is such a bait, because we look at her kit before, right? She have 1 singular card that can do counter attack, and she have 0 extra attack. So this card, other than buff the team, does nothing for herself, doesn't give her any benefit. You better use this on like Magna or Nia, who do a lot of extra attack. Those two will gain a lot of some of the benefit from this set. Nia is not even that good because she doesn't apply shield, so Magna is the best holder of this set, not Adele. Adele use this set is a waste. I can say it's such a waste to use that set on Adele. It's such a bait. Beware. Alright. And lastly, before we go to the actual showcase of the gameplay, let's look at her dupe. Dupe 1 increase her mystic card, reduce the cost by 1, because it starts with 1 cost and like 250 shield. So it's reduce cost to 0 and plus shield gain by 100. Add 2 dupe, you get a new mechanic, right? Bridge of Dreams. Basically, give increase damage of the ally by 3% per stack. Max 10 stacks, so 30% damage increase. This is like quite value if you want to use her to buff your team. The third one is whatever. Just buff her ego card, which is the useless card I ever see. The fourth one, at the start of battle, this is utility, right? At the start of battle, apply bracing to any number of the card in hand. You can choose all the cards. You can choose just some of the cards if that is how you want to play. And for those cards, if one of those cards are upgrade card, when upgrade card is used, bracing move to some random card in draw pile. So it's not gonna lose, right? The fifth one just increase the level of her potential, nothing much. The sixth one is, as I said before, is make the second dupe much easier to do, right? Because this have 10 stack, and even with this, you're gonna only have like 5 stack on the first turn, so it's gonna be like 15 instead of 30. At 6 dupe, max got reduced from 10 to 5. Chain damage increased from 3 to 8. So it's gonna turn from 30 at max to 40 at max. And if you already have max stack, draw one bracing card. So every turn, she's gonna do a one extra draw. So your starting hand from each turn gonna be 6 instead of 5, right? That's all of the mechanic. Let's do a little bit of showcase of her. Where should we do that? Let's do it in Nebula. Why not? Nebula, Cruel Bone. Yeah, sure. Let's try Max. Max dupe. Of course, the damage you will see is the damage from Hidemari, but we're gonna showcase Adele for her defensive capability, right? So this is a showcase of the dupe also. And you can see here at the start we can just apply bracing to all of this. And we have Max Breeze of Dream already, so we draw one extra bracing card, right? Now since they discard one of our once upon a time, that bad, but we can do something else. We can draw a card and apply blessing to the card that we want to, like this one. And I can make a perfect starting hand by picking hero to all and use this to pick the other expansion and apply link, so that when I use just one card, it activates everything, right? And we can use this just to draw. Sadly, we have too much AP for this, but that's fine. We can draw one more, why not? Joker, that's nice. Let's see, what do we want? Let's take this. And let's show her damage. 1400 per hit. That is quite respectable, right? 9000 total. Of course, it cannot be compared to Hidemari. And you can see, I didn't play any card that gives shield, right? I play 0 card that gives shield, but we have what, 500 shield at the end. That is why she is good. And with her mystic card, I forgot to mention, she have 25% shield retention. So if your shield is not spent, 25 that are left over transfer to the next turn. Alright. Let's get some cards. I kinda want this actually. Let's take that and do one more of this. But of course you can see she doesn't boost that much damage or do that much damage, right? But what she gives is a lot of survivability. Right, 500 turned down to 135, which, to be honest, pretty alright. If I have to say, pretty alright. Okay, let's do this first. Trigger that as a combo. Don't mind that. That is some weird mechanic from her item. I don't remember which one. Alright. And yeah, let's just kill. I think they should. Or they should kill. Because we cannot showcase Adele damage too much because she doesn't do that much damage. But as you can see, we take 0 damage from this fight, like 3 turns. 0 damage taken. That is her one of her main point, right? A lot of shield and it's free shield, by the way, and also a lot of setup and card draw that she can apply to the team. Alright, that's all about Adele that I want to talk about tonight. So, you want to pull for her or not? That's on you. But I hope you have fun playing video game. Good luck with your gacha, either for Adele or for Tenebly or any other game. Have a good day, good night wherever you are, and see you again next time. For now, bye bye.